What's happening, fishing friends? Welcome to another episode. Today is all about this, catching. The crazy part about today is catching, I don't know, a dozen or so fish in about a 25-minute window, all on this little micro 1/16 ounce spinnerbait. I think I say in the video it's an 1/8, but it's actually a 16th, all on this. So listen, I'm not going to waste any time. Let's get into it. Did not have the drag set for this. How many times did I throw over here with that little micro one and nothing? Switch to this little spinnerbait. This is one of the, gosh, look at that guy pulling. This is one of the pig jig ones. Got just a little Z-Man white deal on the back of it. Even catching them on that today. Look at that little micro spinnerbait. Doesn't that thing look good? Okay, well, I didn't plan on switching, but I switched over to this, and this thing feels like it weighs 80 pounds compared to casting that little tiny light ultralight jig. Yeah, pretty funny switching to this. I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing must weigh like an ounce. Oh, there's another one. Tighten up the drag a bit. Wow, yeah, I casted probably a dozen or so times, 2 dozen times with that little tiny jig that I've been throwing and nothing. Look at that. That's 2 casts in a row on the spinnerbait switching. Okay, so this is why I always say, bring a couple combos and switch up. That's 2 in a row on the spinnerbait over here. I'm guessing they're pushing it up there thinking it looks like a little piece of bait, a little bait fish, and it absolutely does. That thing is gorgeous. Swims perfectly straight up and down. There's another one. Wow. Another on the spinnerbait. Well, it has been an ultralighty day. Back to the slightly bigger bass on this. Bass are liking that little bit bigger profile. And again, if you're just coming out to have fun, look at that. That's just a little tiny cast and wind spinnerbait. Looking like a little bait fish out there. Up in the shallers. Make sure we're still running right. Yep, awesome little looking spinnerbait. There's another one. Wow, that is really interesting. Is it the flash with the wind and the slightly stained more water over here? Is it that flash? I mean, really, I threw probably 20 some times with that ultralight, a couple dozen times and nothing. And that's 3 fish on that little spinnerbait now. See, this is why I say, if I wouldn't have brought 2 combos, just the one, I wouldn't have switched up at all. Been a one lure day, I would have never tried this. I was catching fish on that other thing and I just kept moving. Interesting. Maybe they just want that slightly larger profile. Maybe it's the thump, maybe it's the flash drawing them in. A few different things it could be, I suppose. Oh, something hit it there. That was the first one that hit it and I didn't hook him. There's another one. That is really interesting. Yeah, and they want it. I mean, they're getting it good. It's not a lackluster kind of nibble. It's, yes, we want that. That is perfect size bait for us. Chewing that thing. Pig jigs. Thank you so much, brother, for sending that. I need to take a quick pic because that little thing is a juicy looking spinnerbait. Okay, one more to the spinnerbait tally. After I just sped it up. Well, we have definitely transitioned to the spinnerbait bite here. Wild, that is wild. And I also wonder, I'm getting farther out there with this too, being able to cast with a heavier lure. I wonder if that's helping, if they're out there more toward the middle off that drop off and such. Definitely covering more water with this 1/8 ounce little spinnerbait. speed up and slow down. Speed change. Yes, sir. Man, that is fun. Fun on that little spinnerbait. Man, it is hooking them too. Super sharp little hook. Another dude. Spinnerbait. Oh, dummy me. Stopped recording to clean the screen. 2 casts later. Another little spinnerbait. The fish clearly like it. There we go. Another bass on it. And I'm just casting all pretty much in this same spot and just varying my speed. Speed up, slow down. Couple, you know, quick reels, slow down, quick reels, slow down. All of them have been eating it that way. Regular sea like this, and then a couple quick, slow, quick, slow. Just messing with that speed, giving them something different in there. You know, we talk about fish reacting to it and things, you know, if you're throwing like a crankbait, hitting it off wood, or, you know, even a spinnerbait bouncing off wood or logs and stuff. But somewhere like this where it's just open, I don't have like a weed edge. I'm not really on cover. I'm just kind of out, you know, in open water. There we go. Mixing it up with speed, using that speed as your way to get them to react. And there we go, another one. I think that's the littlest guy we've caught on the spinnerbait. Why didn't you eat the little jig that I was throwing up there? Not out far enough? I think I'm getting out farther and appealing to more of those bass that are on this slightly deeper drop off out here. I don't think the flash and vibration hurt either. A little bit of wind and stained water. I think that's a good little addition for them. But yeah, speed up, slow it down, speed up, slow it down. That's all I'm doing, varying that speed. There's another one. Interesting, they've all been parallel to the shore over here. I don't know if there's some grass and stuff starting to come up and they're just kind of hiding in that. Pulling a little drag on me. A little dude, look at that. Man, that's why these ultralight, and this isn't even an ultralight, this is just a, this is that one you saw me fishing that chatterbait on. This is a, what? Light, 610 light. I don't know, I'll go over both the combos at the end, but that dude pinned. These are just little pounders. Maybe some of those guys would hit a pound, but who cares, man? On a thing like this, what is it? Oh, it's a medium light, 610 medium light, moderate fast, 1/8 to 7/16 ounce lures. This is, I mean, this takes me right back to being a kid fishing the ponds around town and the farm ponds and stuff. This is what we were throwing. I wasn't throwing big, huge, crazy lures and, you know, 10-inch worms and stuff. This is how I kind of cut my teeth. There we go. Speaking of, still works to this day. Years and years later, fish still like the smaller, ultralight, more finesse stuff. Look at that dude. Chunky guy. Well, almost time to go. I only had a couple hours off to do the outro at home later tonight cause got a Taekwondo deal, but there you go. Couple hours to fish, doesn't matter, you get out and do it. All right, fishing friends, there you have it. An awesome, super fun day. This was the same day that I was throwing that little micro goat, catching, you know, crappie, panfish, bass. That same day I had probably a 30-minute lull where I wasn't catching anything, and it was on fire before that. I ended up switching to this in the exact same spot where I'd thrown that little micro rig. Nothing was eating it. Started throwing this, and boom, one after another after another. Like I said, it was like a 20-25 minute window. I caught all those fish and then I had to go, which stunk, but it was crazy. That little thing did it all. So that's for Pig Jigs. I'll leave his website below. I don't know if he has any of those in stock. 1/16 ounce little finesse spinnerbait. Super nice guy. Go check his website out and follow him on Instagram. It's like Pig Jigs 24/7. He'll tell you when he's doing his drops and all that. But the combo, this is the same one you saw the day I was throwing that little micro chatterbait up in Michigan with the Burley boys and Ethan. It's the SLX BFS casting reel. I will leave this stuff linked below. Bait Finesse Empire carries this. They also carry a number of different rods and stuff you could find at other places, but I'll try to link it below for you. So the SLX BFS reel, this is the rod. It's the St. Croix Mojo Bass. It's a 610 medium light power, moderate fast action, rated for lures 1/8 to 7/16 ounce. I tell you what, this rod has been awesome for downsized bass stuff. You know, I've had some people comment, oh, BFS is dumb. Why are you doing this when you said you didn't even like BFS? Listen, I know I'm kind of backtracking on some of that. Kinda. because I said BFS to me doesn't make sense for like trying to go with 1/80th or this super small as I can cast. I don't care how light people can cast on it. I'll just use an ultralight spinning rod. But for downsized bass stuff like this, you could throw a Ned rig on this. You could throw, you know, other little spinner baits like this. What is it? The Booyah Pond Magic, you know, little 1/8 ounce spinner bait, small crankbaits, a bunch of different things, small topwaters that you could throw on this rod. The line, that is monofilament, 4-pound Varivas monofilament that I have really liked. On there, and it's a bunch of fun. I mean, you could see in that little spell where I wasn't getting bit with some other little, you know, micro lure, switching over to a little spinnerbait like that, which I've had confidence in forever. I mean, I grew up fishing those. They still work to this day. Big ones, small ones, doesn't matter. It's just kind of fun to switch it up, and that's what I said this year. I have to have fun. The kayak has been a very refreshing change. Getting into kind of some of this ultralight stuff, BFS has been a refreshing change because at the end of last year, I wasn't having fun. And if I'm not having fun with this, I'm not going to keep the channel up. So yes, there might be some ultralight lures or some, you know, smaller stuff like this mixed in there. My channel is certainly not going to become fully that. I still, hands down, love frog fishing and power fishing the most, but it's a fun way to mix it up. And today's subscribe fishing friend is Mr. Takish. I think I'm saying it right. He's also friends with another subscribe fishing friend and offered to send me a reel. You know, I've got some old reels that people have sent me. He just offered to send me a reel. I'm like, dude, you don't do that. I am already blessed with the number of subscribe fishing friends that offer to send stuff to me. It really does mean a lot to me. I say it every time because it really does keep me going, keep me motivated. You know, the number of people saying, your video helped me. You showed me how to use a Baitcaster. Somebody, I forget who it was, just messaged me and said, I was missing fish the other day throwing, I don't remember what it was. I remembered your video throwing the fluke, weightless fluke. I tied that on and caught a 3.5 pounder in like 5 casts. So stuff like that, it makes all the difference for me to keep this going and have fun. So listen, I need to edit. Love y'all. Thanks for watching, and until next time.